Greetings, Village Church family and friends. It's Saturday, April the 25th, about 9:20 in the evening. I wanted to share a little bit about fact, truth, and faith in COVID-19. I want to start by looking at Psalms 114. It's a great psalm. Verse 1, when Israel went forth from Egypt, and then down to verse 3, the sea looked and fled. The Jordan turned back. The mountains skipped like rams. The hills like lambs. And then verse 7, tremble, O earth, before the Lord, before the God of Jacob, who turned the rock into a pool of water, the flint into a fountain of water. In this age now of social distancing, my focus, and maybe like yours, has been on protection. I couldn't understand what was bothering me. About the only time I go out is to the trash can, to the grocery store, the pharmacy, a few other places. And I'm so consumed with the 6 feet distancing. It's actually 12 feet. 6 feet in front, 6 feet behind, 6 feet on the side. You're in a 12-foot bubble. So I'm always thinking about the distancing factor and staying safe and protected. And all of a sudden, when I was at the store the other day, the Lord reminded me of my assignment for that store. And my assignment was always to look for people to pray for. But since I've been focused on protection, I've forgotten about presence and power. Now, it's a fact that if you put your hand into fire, you're going to get burnt. Fire causes destruction, or can cause destruction. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego had an assignment, and even though the fact of fire can burn you, because of that assignment, like Daniel in the lion's den, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were never burned. Jesus, during his time, if you were a leper, you were unclean. If you touched a leper, you were also unclean, or you could get the disease itself. Isn't it amazing that when Jesus shows up on the scene, not only does he touch the lepers and not get sick, he heals the leper. All through the New Testament, there is this sense of the presence of God, which is very powerful. The Apostle Peter, wherever he went, people would bring the sick out, lay them in the street, so that his shadow passing by might heal them. I want to encourage you over the next few weeks as states begin to open up. I'm not suggesting we don't practice the guidelines that have been given to us by our governor or by our cities. I think all of that is important to do. But I don't want to be focused as much on the protection surrounding me, self-distancing from other people. I want to focus instead on the bubble of protection and power. You cannot walk down a grocery store aisle if you have a 12-foot circumference around you. It's impossible to walk down a grocery store aisle and somebody else coming up to you that your 2 6 feet are going to cross. So here's what I've been doing. When I went to the store this week, I'd forgotten. I used to do this frequently, but I hadn't been doing it for a while. In the car, I claimed the grocery store for God. And I prayed that every step that I took, that I would claim the power of God, the presence of God upon that store. And instead of sickness and disease leaping on me, healing and the presence of God would leap on the people around me. Now, I know quite a few of the people, the employees in that grocery store, and I've prayed for them over this last year, and I'm still doing that somewhat at a distance now. But I had a sense of assignment when I went into the store this week that I haven't had the last couple of weeks because of the focus on protection. All of a sudden, I was reminded that God has called me to bring His presence wherever I go. Every step of the grocery store, I was praying in the Spirit, praying in tongues, going down the aisles, getting close to people in the aisles. I'm praying in the Spirit for the power of God. You can see the fear in people's faces when you walk by. I'm praying in the Spirit that God would touch those people, bring healing to them, bring a provision that they do not have right now. God has much for us in the coming weeks. I think it's so important that we focus on the presence of God, the provision of God. Yes, He is my protection. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. The facts right now, if you watch the news, the facts change almost every day. It's really challenging to make decisions based on the moving facts. But God's truth never changes. Same yesterday, today, and forever. I pray that God would empower you, give you the awareness that wherever you go, when you do go out, that your 12-foot bubble contains the presence, the power, and the healing of God. Father, I pray for everyone listening right now that you would touch them, let them receive the spirit of this message, which is that you still have an assignment for us. There are many people that need a touch from you. And just us being around them, Lord, your presence, which is on us, can go upon them. I pray for the protection of all of our people, everyone that's listening to this. But I also pray for the presence and the power and the provision of God to be stronger than ever before wherever we go. God bless you.